Hello, my friends. It is I, Katie Rubin, your friendly neighborhood modern mystic energy healer, divine light channel. Hello. What's going on? How are ya? How was your weekend? Did you have some fun times? Did you do something restorative and lovely for yourself? I hope so. I have your 3-card spread for the week. What a surprise. I have it right here. I've opened the Akashic records of the group of you who will see this video and benefit from it. So let me explain a little bit about that. If you're gonna like open this and be like, what's this? I'm closed, I'm judging it. It's probably not gonna benefit you, but maybe it will if you're open. But if you're here and you're open and you're sincere, this is the reading for you, because what's interesting about the Akashic records is you can open the Akashic records of or for any individual, any group, any location, anything that has an address or a consciousness. So what I do is create the collective consciousness of all of you who will see this video and benefit from it. So if you're open and you're going to benefit from having a 3-card spread at the beginning of your week, this is for you. Just a little context on that. So in the recent past, we have the Magic Stream. Beautiful card, interesting card, layered, deep card. Present moment is the Sacred Pool, very much about self-valuing. And the outcome card is the Cleaning House card. Reminder, because I like to promote her, because this deck is so great. The Enchanted Map Oracle cards are the ones I'm using every week here. Colette Baron Reed, love her stuff. I think it's a nice Oracle deck. It's concise, it's clear, it's specific, but it's not too in-depth. So you don't have to be like, you don't have to understand the major arcana. It's not like tarot in that formal way, but it's very relatable. I like her spiritual take on most things. Anyway, great deck. All right, in the recent past, there's been an aspect of this energy that has been present for you, the Magic Stream. Let's read what that's about. Somewhere in the recent past, this has come up for you thematically. Every experience you have seems to have its own life story, with a beginning, a middle, and eventually an end. However, there is danger in seeing events as separate from one another, since in fact they are all part of a continuity and a greater evolution. Like an ever-flowing magic stream, your experiences filter through the whole world, one leading into another, informing and influencing still more. Inspiration, invention, and revelations rarely come to just one person. The collective awareness is a shared storehouse of potential. When you remember you're part of the fluid continuity of life, you become a channel for great inspiration. Allow the magic to flow through you and carry your dreams into reality. Your success will benefit many. So this is a card that talks to us about the fact that we are connected to the collective. Everything that you do influences the people who are involved in what you do, and it influences even like people attached to people that are involved with what you do. So we don't exist in a vacuum, even as much as trauma would like to convince us that we exist in a vacuum and our actions have no effect on other people and it's just me I'm harming, let's say, if I'm harming myself. It's not. We're all part of the magic interconnected stream of consciousness. Like an ever-flowing magic stream, your experiences filter through the whole world, one leading into another, informing and influencing still more. Inspiration, invention, and revelations rarely come to one person. The collective awareness is a shared storehouse of potential. When you remember you're part of the fluid continuity of life, the fluid continuity of life, you become a channel for great inspiration. Allow the magic to flow through you and carry your dreams into reality. Your success will benefit many. That's the positive flip side of what I was saying before in the negative framing, right? The positive flip side of if you show up for yourself today, care for yourself, take those self-loving actions, do the next indicated action, grow your business, develop your relationship, get that massage that you need. You're actually benefiting many people. Like every time we take an action in our lives that is elevated, we're bringing that same energy into every interaction we have. But also think about the people you're benefiting. The massage therapist benefits if you get a massage. Your family benefits if you get a massage because you're in a different space, in a different frame of mind. The people at the massage location benefit by your presence. It's like everybody wins when we do self-care at a high level. So we're never doing something in a vacuum. All of our choices are part of the magic stream of life, the interconnectedness of all things. That's why if we're self-destructive, or avoidant of our stuff and not really looking at ourselves closely and working through our own stuff, it's really affecting everyone. It doesn't just stay in our own little bubble. And that's not to shame or blame or judge anyone who's having a hard time. That's simply to say, you can use this awareness as more motivation to keep doing your work. Because we, unfortunately and fortunately, we are an interconnected species. That is to say, we are interdependent. This is a race of beings, the human race, that needs each other. We each need each other. There's no existing in a vacuum by ourselves. Even if you're very independent and don't need very many people, every action you take has an implication, just like stones in a pond. The ripples exist. All right, and so that brings us to the present moment, the sacred pool. Let's look into how Colette Baron-Reid frames this linguistically. The world is a reflection of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Embody the love you wish to see. Embody the love you wish to see in the world. When you look in the mirror, do you like what you see? This card asks that you focus on self-love and self-esteem. Reflect by the sacred pool and be at peace with yourself. A detached self-examination made with rigorous honesty is called for now. A detached self-examination made with rigorous honesty is called for now. Now, this connects to everything I was just saying here. If you look at what is the motivation for self-care, what is the motivation for self-destructive behavior, you're going to find out when you do a detached self-examination. A detached self-examination made with rigorous honesty is called for now. Can you see how far you've come and how magical your life is? Do you notice the spark of the divine shining through your eyes? When you're conscious that you're the embodiment of spirit, it becomes easier to act in good conscience. Then you'll reap the greatest rewards. Your unique service to the world is not only needed, but celebrated. See the love within you and know that if you cast it upon the waters, it will return to you tenfold. Be at peace, for you are beautiful and loved. Act with surety and confidence, and success shall be yours, whatever your inquiry. So it's like I said, this is a card about self-esteem. Do you see the value in yourself? Can you look in the reflection of yourself in the sacred pool and understand your value? Your unique service to the world is not only needed, but celebrated spiritually. See the love within you and know that if you cast it upon the waters, aka put it out into the world, it will return to you tenfold. Be at peace, for you are beautiful and loved. Act with surety and confidence, and success shall be yours, whatever your inquiry. So what I love about this card too is she's talking about we need a detached, rigorous self-honesty inventory moment for the positive. Looking at the self is not always, when we take an inventory of self, we can often think that we're taking an inventory of the negative traits. And that's useful to understand where we are, what needs to shift, what needs to grow, what needs to evolve, what needs to die, what needs to be developed. But we also need to regularly look at what are we doing well? What's going well? Can we honor and acknowledge what we're doing well? What our gifts are? What are your unique gifts? And would you be willing to cast them upon the waters just a little bit today? The outcome is interesting. It's the cleaning house card. Really useful, practical card. This spread today is very coherent. There's a real consistent theme here. I'll talk about that in a second, but the cleaning house card is the outcome. So in other words, having come to understand recently everything's interconnected, we're all connected, I can't do anything in a vacuum, everything I do affects everything else. We come to be reminded, look, you have value. Can you remember it? What can you do to remember that you are valuable and loved and worthy? And would you be willing to cast your gifts upon the pond of life? As a result, you may need to do some of this, a little bit of cleaning house. It's time to clear the clutter to make way for better things. When you see the cleaning house card in a reading, it's time to declutter your life. Get rid of unwanted things in your physical home and release what you no longer want or truly need. Is there any unfinished business you should address? Thoughts, memories, and emotional baggage must be swept out of your house as well. Your conscience must be clear for you to move freely in the world. Hi, everybody. Good to see you guys. Celebrate a spring cleaning and feel the freedom as you make way for much better things. Look at what you've resisted discarding and be honest about its value And then she says it again, be honest, italicized, leaning over, clean house. Celebrate a spring cleaning and feel the freedom as you make way for better things. Look at what you've resisted discarding and be honest about its values, its value. Be honest, clean house. You see this? She says, be honest about its value. I don't know if that's too fuzzy. Okay, you can't see that. You get the idea. She repeats the phrase. So to me, like this, what's coherent about this spread is this is a spread saying like, let's evaluate everybody. Let's understand we are interconnected. We each individually have value. The actions we take ripple out into our reality. The world, your gifts are not only needed, but celebrated. The pond is waiting for you to throw the rock of your gifts into it, that the ripples might spread and affect everyone else positively. And the outcome is you're going to want to look at what have you resisted getting rid of internally, externally, on all levels, in your house, in your emotional patterning, in your food, in your relationships, everywhere, in your habits. One of my favorite ones that comes up a lot with folks that I work with, by the way, when you're ready for your reading and you have some real specific questions you want to ask about your life, that's when you go to katierubin.com to book your Akashic Records reading, human design reading, energy healing. Something that comes up a lot is the willingness to give up or let go. That is to say, if we're looking at cleaning house and doing a spring cleaning, where do you hold on to the need to be right in a way that if you were to let it go, you might just be freer and happier and everything might just be fine? Like, do you ever have a dynamic with someone where you guys get into it and you're like, well, I've got to make sure they understand my point of view about blah, blah, blah. It's like, what if they don't? What if you just drop that? Do you really lose anything in the dropping? If you come back into yourself, you still find your own wholeness is present if you're whole, whether they understood the words you said or not. So the real question is, are you whole? And if you're not whole, can you do your work to get whole? Process that trauma, integrate those exiled parts of self, become whole, become peace, become grounded, become integrated. And then there's just nothing left to prove, really. Okay, great to see you guys. Happy Monday. No big deal. Good stuff. Please cast the stones of your gifts upon the world. We all need it. We need the stones of your gifts to ripple out into the pond of our lives. So don't hide your light under a rock. You matter. How cool is this little piece right here? Got that recently. A little bit obsessed with that.